Hello everybody, this is Hailing Fire coming to you with a new comparison. This time again between the British tanks, and today we will be taking a look at the Valentine and the Matilda. Now these two tanks are pretty much the two heaviest armored mediums and lights you will find. Of course there's also the French with the AMX 40 I think, which is also pretty heavily armored. But today we will be taking a look between these two, since they are in the same tier and are both British. Now let's start with HP. Valentine 340, Matilda 370. Not a big difference, but you'll probably still notice it. Load limit 20 tons and 29 tons. Pretty big difference, but both tanks, well, with the track upgrade they will, well, function, which is the most important thing. Engine power. Since the Valentine is a bit lighter, doesn't need as much as the Matilda. So the Valentine has 165, the Matilda has 190. And those horsepowers and the weight comes together to the same top speed of 24 kilometers per hour. The Valentine will turn a lot quicker, difference of 6 degrees per second. So here you can see 42, 36, pretty big difference. Now the hull. Valentine everywhere 60 millimeters. The Matilda 75 on the front, 70 on the sides, and 55 on the back. So it's a little less armored on the back, but it should be able to still take most of the shells of tier 4. Tier 5s will get through though. They will also get through the front, but they will do significantly less damage when they're shooting on your front than on the back, because that's a difference of 20 millimeters, which will keep a lot of the a big part of the damage away. Now the turrets. The Valentine, bit weirdly armored, with the least armor on the sides of 60 and on the front and the rear 75. I think this is the only tank that actually does that, because most of the time you will see, like here on the Matilda on the hull, most armored on the front, then the sides, then the rear. The rear least armored, but actually they don't do that in the Valentine, which is kinda weird. But yeah, so that's the Valentine's turret armor. The Matilda, quite beastly with everywhere 75 millimeters. That's quite a lot, especially on tier 4. Like I said, these are two of the heaviest armored, well, lights and mediums. I think, well, they are the, except for that one French tank, these are actually the most armored in the in tier 4. I think the Matilda might even be more heavily armored as that French heavy, the B1 I think. But yeah. Now let's go to guns. Standard damage 56 to 94. That's a bit higher, well actually quite a lot higher than the Matilda, but I'll be showing that in a moment with the guns, because I think this is with the standard gun. So yeah. So let's ignore. Actually, let's ignore shell damage and pen and rate of fire for now. Now the turrets. The Valentine has 40 degrees per second. Matilda 34. It's not. It's not that low, but most of the time you will be able to lead your targets. Maybe not with the new Chinese steward. This one, the M5A1, because this thing is quite fast, as you can see, at 64.4 speed limit. When going downhill, it will hit 70. So yeah, that's quite fast. Now, let's take a look at the guns. Let's close this for a second, and let's go to the research. Now, you might be thinking, why isn't he using the 75mm gun? Well, let's take a look here. The 6-pounder average rate of fire is a lot higher than the 75mm. Penetration, again, a lot higher, which you will need when you come in contact with tier 5s, which isn't that which you will actually see quite a lot since it's a tier 4 tank. And well, average damage is high enough at 75. You won't be doing the brunt of the damage, but you will be able to defend yourself. And also the gun is slightly more accurate at 100 meters. Aim time is a bit higher, but that's not that bad. 1.9, 1.5, not a big difference. You will notice it, but you'll be able to handle it. Now let's... oh, I didn't mean to close that. Let's keep this up. Let's go to the Matilda. Ah, damn it, closed it. The Matilda, the gun. Average penetration 121, which is 11mm more than the Valentine, and damage, yeah, it's quite low, but it's more than enough. This gun is mostly focused on the penetration, so you will be able to hit a tier 5 heavy in pretty much everything. Now the most armored tier 5 heavy, I think, is the Russians, the KV-1. So let's take a quick look at this. Oh, I'd best do it like this. Here the turret, most armored turret I think in the entirety of tier 5 at 110. So you will be able to damage a KV-1 quite easily with a Matilda. See the hull at 75mm, so again you will be able to damage a tier 5 quite easily, and that's what makes the Matilda and the Valentine actually kinda good. So yeah, that's the comparison. Now let's go to a quick battle and see how these two tanks perform in a battle, cause they're quite nice to look at, but it's not everything. And as you will notice, these two tanks are extremely slow. So yeah, that's kinda important. When using these, you have to use them as a heavy tank. So go to the villages, go behind cover if you can, and try to be in the front lines. Again, these tanks are slow, not everybody will believe you, but yeah, these tanks are frontline tanks and should be used as that. Now, I'm quite lucky. I came in a tier 4 and tier 3 match, so I'll be able to do quite a lot of damage. Now, as I said, let's go to the village. That's great. Well, at least the RT didn't take any damage from that thud. But yeah, I think RT is looking for a decent spot because tier 2 RTs don't have that much range. So yeah, gotta take that into consideration. Don't say, oh, your RT just stay at the back of the map. Tier 2 RT, seriously, Tier 2 RT isn't able to cover the entire map with their range. Oh, a little bit of lag there. Now let's see. Don't have shot at that hazard. Headshot for a second, but he went behind cover. Now let's go take a look. Trying to be a bit careful. Don't really wanna find that Hetzer and have to fight it in a head-on battle, because he will get through my armor. If he has the last gun at least. Well, the pen version, because the Hetzer also has a high explosive gun as a possibility for the last one. Now there's that French tank I was talking about, the AMX-40. This tank, I don't think it has as much armor, but it's very well sloped, so you will think quite a lot of this thing. Now let's try to find that Hetzer.
That one didn't go through.
Hetzer's frontal armor, extremely well sloped. So try to hit it.
Looks like that one went right through.
Over there in the lower part of the armor. This is slightly less sloped and also slightly less armored there. So yeah, try to hit that bottom armor. Not really having that much luck. Panzer III ramming it and making the Hetzer show its side. That was actually kinda good move. It took quite a lot of damage from doing that though. But it made the kill on the Hetzer quite a lot easier, and I'm not saying thanks to that, but it's had a big part in us not getting any casualties yet. Now this is actually an extremely good match. We are 7-0 now, so yeah. And as you can see, this tank 23, that's quite fast for this thing. Now let's go try to get a backstab at their AMX-40. It's also a light, but as I said, heavily armored tank. Gotta be careful, try to get it in the flanks or in the rear. Which is what I'm gonna try to do now, but damn it, spot's gone. Oh, there it is again. Oh, let's see. He is behind cover. Let's look at the Covenanter. Covenanter isn't though, so let's try to get a shot. I don't know if that hit, but sometimes doing a blind shot can get you a kill or can do damage. Wasn't that lucky this time, apparently. So yeah, let's try to go up. Let's try to get them from the rear. This is an extremely short match. I don't think I'll be able to get there in time though. As you can see, uphill, 13-12. Still slowing down. Yeah. Quite a heavy, slow tank, and that was the final kill. So yeah. That was an extremely short match. I'll do the Matilda now, I'll do another Valentine match later. So yeah. The Matilda. Oh, damn it. Stop scrolling. The Matilda. Again, slightly, well actually quite a lot more armored, especially on the hull. Except for that rear armor then. And on the turret actually also quite a lot more. So yeah. Now, I don't know if it's true, but my friend told me yesterday, should have checked this before. Yeah, you don't actually need to use the final turret now for the gun. I think you had to earlier. Not entirely sure though. Now between these two turrets almost no difference. As you can see, the only upgrade is the view range with 10 meters, which isn't a lot, but yeah. Might as well mount it since you still need this turret to get the short sail. Now, one thing I will say, this turret, as you can see, the upgraded turret has these blocks on the sides and over here on the rear. The other turret doesn't, so you might consider not getting this turret on your Matilda, but I don't know, I already had it mounted from earlier. I don't think it's really that big of a weak spot, these things, because at quite a range hitting these things will be probably quite difficult, especially when you're in front of them. You can see this one is almost unhittable. Also these flare launchers, I think they are in the way, which also might be a weak spot, but I don't know. Don't even think, well, you probably can hit these, but whatever. And this one, as you can see, it's not that big of a target. When you're aiming at this thing, you will probably miss, because let's say this is the center, and you have about, well, probably this much of a hit range. So a lot of the shots can go out here and miss. So yeah, when fighting against a Matilda, I'd say when he's aimed at you, just take cover, put a marker on him, request some fire, and let your teammates flank them, since they have less armor on the sides and on the rear. In the front it will be pretty much impenetrable when you're in tier 4. That's not the same with the Valentine though, since the Valentine has 60mm everywhere, so it doesn't really matter at which point of Valentine you're aiming. Just try to aim for a flat part. So yeah, let's try a Matilda match, see what we get, and then probably another Valentine match, since that first one was kinda short. Well, actually extremely short. We waltzed through their team. So yeah. This is taking some time. I think I'll cut this till we find a match. Okay, we're back. That took quite a long time before I finally got in another match. Took 3 minutes, which might not sound like much, but we are talking about World of Tanks here, and the matchmaking is usually pretty damn fast in these games. It usually only takes about at most 20 seconds before you get into a match, but yeah. Now we are in a almost exclusive tier 4 match. We do have some RT to be careful of. My English is good. But yeah. Now I usually go over to the right here, and since me and the Hetzer and Covenanter are the only 3 tanks going to here, it's, well, you can see why I usually take this path. Usually they just don't go over here. that was a random RT shot. Almost hit our heads though, so kinda lucky it didn't. Now, most of them seem to be going through the Abbey. Well, that gives us a good time to flank, even though this tank is quite slow. Oh, never mind, we got people to take care of. Quite a lot of them, since they... Well... yeah. Panzers 38 probably won't be able to get through me. That Hetzer might though, if it has the last gun, the penetrating version. They don't seem to want to come up. Oh, never mind. Don't have shot though. Hetzer is moving slightly. It's probably not a great idea, but it's better if I take the shot instead of our Hetzer. Their Hetzer is moving back, trying to lure me in. But it doesn't matter, because that 38 NA isn't gonna be able to do much to me. Now, as you can see, quite a low damage value on this gun. Sorry if you heard that tap against the mic. The mic. What the hell am I talking about? But yeah. As you can see, not the best gun for damage, but you will be pretty much be able to get through anything and eventually get a kill. Hetzer killed my optics. Now I will kill him. Screw you.
That's gotta hurt. We just did
I think. Well, I'm aiming at his gun, which is slightly more armored than the rest of his tank. As you can see, not getting any things anymore. This penetration does wonders, and the armor that also helps quite a lot. 2 penetrating shots. Still didn't take that much damage. I took about 23, if I'm counting correctly at least. Our Hetzer is trying to get into a sniper position. Well, I'd better turn around actually. It's gonna take ages for me to get back though. But it is a Matilda there, so let's try to get the Hetzer to move over there. Doesn't want to seem to move though. I think he has a shot actually. He might have. Well, I don't know. I think the Steward is just ramming the Matilda to get some damage in. Let's try to get back. Steward is actually doing quite a lot of damage. I think the Steward has Matilda in its back. But yeah, just one more reset and we're fine. Probably would have been better if it just moved up, but well, D40. I think it's the Matilda that's trying to deal with it, and it didn't deal with it. Oh no, it was something else. See if we can find that name tag. I think I'm too far away though. Matilda is moving up now, the other Matilda. So yeah. As you can see, well, as I said earlier, this tank is quite beastly armor-wise. Has a pretty good gun. So yeah, we'll be able to do quite a lot with this thing. It's kinda an awesome tank actually. I think it might possibly be a little bit unbalanced because it has so much armor. But yeah, well, in a one-on-one fight, you'll pretty much always win it if it's tier 4. But yeah, that's a lot of G's. Well, that's random. Okay, now let's do another Valentine match. And let's hope we get a good match this time. Huh. I thought it said my Matilda wasn't completely researched, but it is, so whatever. Now let's see. I think that's tier 5 actually, the H1 and the Covenanter. Might be mistaken though. And I am mistaken. Yeah. Let's see if we can do some damage. And let's hope this match will go better than the last one. Because the last Valentine match was, well, it went great, but it was just too short to really demonstrate this tank in.
Let's get this show on the road.
Now let's go north, because they will need some quote heavy support there. And I think I'm one of the heaviest tanks. Well, we have a Matilda, so that's a little bit heavier. But you know what I mean. Let's see, glass cannon, RT, which is, I think it's going to sit over there somewhere. Yeah, seems like it. M5 Steward, spotter, sure. Lee, another Walden. Let's see, another M5. Do have shot, but he's moving quite fast. Just trying to get to our Arthes. That should have been a hit. Reload time. Let's see. Let's try to get a little bit closer. Traffic shots. Well, that was way too late to actually be a hit, but whatever. Let's move up. They're doing pretty okay at the bottom. South. Oh, we are getting flanked slightly though. Don't have shot though. Just gonna try to move up here, get into their cap area, their base, and see if we can lure them back. Well, first let's see if we don't have a lot of opposition over here. Yeah, it's kinda not going great at south now. Where's the Matilda? Ooh, and a Valentine. Can be careful. Miss. It's behind cover now. See, where's that Valentine? Try to get to a better position. Sorry if I'm kinda quiet, I'm kinda concentrating to see where they are. Since I don't wanna immediately die, because that would be bad for... well, it would be bad to show this tank again. Oh, stewards, kinda start the other way. So try to get your gun to move faster. Turn and... well, turn the gun and your tank at the same time.
We nailed it bad.
Let's see. Ooh, I had her. Matilda shooting me. Scan behind cover. Well, there's our Valentine again. Try to get a shot. Aim time is
The
kinda
track
long
is
on this thing.
damaged. Penetration.
Let's get into some more cover.
We nailed the
See if
back.
we can get this Valentine down before their Matilda gets beat down. Oh, he's into cover now. Both of my tracks are damaged. Great. Means I won't be turning. It's not aiming for me. Don't have the best shot. And I miss. Let's try to get a shot in their side. Another miss.
Looks like
There we
that
go.
one went right through.
Pretty nice hit. Oh, great, they're in our cap.
Penetration.
There, that one. There we go.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
Let's try to get back. Pretty slow. Oh god. Answer 4. That was a great shot.
Enemy is hit.
Well, I got him tracked.
We nailed the back.
He's getting shot in my rear, which doesn't really matter.
Penetration.
Let's just try to get it frontal on him. It's better sloped. There we go.
He's gone. Find
Critical
another
hit.
target.
That is, don't know what that is. Cannon's being weird again. Covenanter. Well, our Matilda's making quick work of their stewards, so they won't be capping. We do have less tanks at the moment, but we still have a Matilda and a Valentine. They only have a Valentine. So this can go either way at the moment. Not if I'm being retarded enough to let them hit me though. So get behind cover, because I only have one shot of HP left. Just try to get in a good spot. Let's see what we can do.
Punched right through their armor.
Oh, wrong button. Ah! Ta-dum! How was that not a hit?
We didn't penetrate their armor. We're done for. Everyone get out.
Well, it wasn't the best match. Artie actually made a moving hit on that Hetzer. Just tried to... Artie won't be able to turn in time. Yeah, this is a loss, but it was an okay match. Just back up into him. Just ram him. Now he's stuck on my corpse. Well, let's see what Matilda is doing. Matilda is defending base at the moment. It's the best spot he can possibly be in, so yeah. He might actually be able to win this if he gets that Hetzer down, which is only one shot. Covenanter probably won't be able to ban him. And then he can, when he's out of spot, he can quite easily get to their RT. Should be doable. Won't be easy though. Well, that's quite a nice hit. Covenanter missed because of that truck. Ooh, that was a pretty big hit. Matilda not really aiming his shots. There we go. There we go. That's the Covenanter. Now the Hetzer. Well, let's see how this turns out. This is quite interesting actually. Well, there's the Hetzer. Let's see if he can pull this one off. 7 minutes on the clock. Should be doable. And as you can see again, if that would have been some other tank and not a Matilda, he probably wouldn't have been able to pull that off. Is he just gonna get a timeout? No, don't wait for timeout. Attack. Get to their base, they only have RT. Or is he gonna try to get through another... gonna try to go through south? Nope, he's just gonna wait for a timeout. Too slow. That's a... put all the words there. Come on, dude, try. At least try. Nah, he's not going to go up. RT is faster. Not so sure about that though. Well, if you can get one of them down, it will be a draw. They're probably well, actually they might be sticking together. They might be spread out, but they might be sticking together, I don't know. Well, now he doesn't have enough time. Could have been about here by now. So Matilda isn't that slow. It's not the fastest tank, but you can still get places. Well, I'm not gonna wait to see how this turns out, because this will take quite a long time. He did get beaten up quite heavily though. Just gonna stay over here. Drive up and down, try to get spot. Oh, there's a spot. Good thing I didn't leave yet. Just keep moving. There we go. Wasted this shot. Just try to shoot him. Don't wait for him to be able to reload. Come on. One more shot. He got shot quite heavily though. Well, at least now it will be a draw. As you can see, Matilda, 6 kills, quite beastly tank. Now let's see where that SU-18 is. Now he's driving up. Seriously? Where's he going? Is he seriously going to the south? And my game crashed. Well, that's the first time I had it crash inside of a match. Well, since this happened, I'll see you guys later, I guess. See ya. Whoops, hold on a second. I kinda forgot to put this in since the game crashed, but yeah. On the comparison note, I think the Matilda is a slightly better tank because of that gun. Mostly because the gun, if I there, the gun has the penetration you need when you come into contact with another Matilda or a Valentine, and the armor is, well, it is better actually, just plain better, except for the rear armor, which is only 5mm difference. Both tanks move at the same speed. The Matilda's turret turns at a fast enough rate. So yeah. On that note, I will see you guys later. Bye.